super quick. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shai Bashem Rakakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000. The rest of you elect out there, shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, as you can see here, I was going to title it this: They are big children all their lives. It's talking about women. But the key title is, this is why the Jake man does not deal with the Jake woman. If you've been watching social media, YouTube, TikTok, so forth, there's videos coming out of Jake women saying that they're mad at the Edomite women, so-called white women, for taking their men. And if that's the case, which it is, the Edomite woman sees the value in the Jake man. They see through the spirit that we're going to rule. And they see that Edomite men are going to, they know in their spirit, they have that inner spiritual insight. So now Jake gets with the Edomite woman and he's happier with him, but they're no different than the Jake woman. So you Jake woman, you need to forget about it. You cannot get Jake back until the kingdom comes. You're going to have to wait for the kingdom when you're in order. Bottom line is they're tired of your bullshit. But this video right here, Scoping Hair, exposed the dark truth about women that men still ignore. And I think I watched this before, so it came up again. I only watched 6 minutes and 35 seconds in of a 16-minute plus video. And every minute of the video, we're men of a certain age, so we know this is like, tell me something that I don't know. But this is good for you young men. Every Israelite man in GMS, or any Israelite man period, should watch this video to know and understand the true nature of a woman. And this is why when you go to the scriptures, men had more than one woman. There was a reason why. That was designed for them to have more than one woman, is not to be connected to one woman. It's not supposed to be that way, but the woman's supposed to be connected to one man. If a man has 50 women, then he's happy, because if one acts up, he can go to the next castle and deal with the next woman, and then go and keep moving. Then she's missing him and wants him back. And in the kingdom of heaven, the law is commit adultery, you get to put to death. What would clean up this whole thing about your woman, I'm talking about the Jake woman, they're hoes. They're fucking all hoes. Just like Amos 7:17, I know that scripture by heart. Read that to yourself a couple of times. It says, your wife should be a harlot in the city. The city is Babylon. It's one of my favorite precepts. Hey, the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus, either that's 25 or 26. She's the beginning of sin, and through her, we all die. A lot of men went out of their wits over a woman, over one woman. If you have 25, 50 women, and they're all super bad, variety is the spice of life, as the old saying goes. So in the kingdom, we're gonna always have a fine woman, and we're gonna have fresh virgins come in. Women, not too long after they go through puberty, 12, 13, 14 years old. That's when you're gonna get them. I was listening to Malachi. I don't know if he's a Deacon Malachi. And we listened to like the end of it, and he was cursing out men that are 39 years old that deal with women that's 19. Like something's wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. A 45-year-old man could deal with a 18-year-old woman. There's nothing wrong with that. And he pushed it out there. He pushed that vibration out there like there was something wrong with that. And these are the same guys, IUIC, that says you can only have one woman. I guarantee you these guys are sleeping around, not telling the leadership. But there's a reason why you have more than one woman, and there's a reason why the fathers chose where the daughter's going to go with, what man they're going to go with. The scripture saying, the Apocrypha, I'm not going to get it. It says, give your daughter to a man of, I believe the word is understanding. I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to make this long. And also, as the law, brother, talk about keeping the law. Well, guess what? Do you know, according to the law, an Israelite man can sell his daughter to another Israelite man? Not to an Edomite man, if you know what I mean. An Israelite man can sell his daughter to another Israelite man, and that Israelite man that purchased the daughter, so who becomes richer? The father. So if he has many daughters, he's going to become rich. Beautiful daughters. And in the kingdom, they're all going to be beautiful. So when he sells his daughter to this man, that man can then make her a servant, a handmaid, a cook, or whatever. Remember in the scripture where it said about King David, or actually choosing a king, it was Samuel, I believe, that said, if you get a king, he can pick and choose what people he wants to serve him. He can pick your woman to be confectionaries. Let me see if I can find this. Let me see if I can. The word. Give me a second here. Is the word confection in the Bible? Is the word confection in the Bible? Okay, let me just proofread it. Give me a second here. What does confectionaries mean in the Bible? Where did the word confection come from? Let me try this. Confectionery. Let me do this. Bear with me for a minute. I'm sorry. Do it this way. I do it this way. But you got to watch that video. This Edomite man broke it down. Bear with me for a minute, y'all. All right. Okay. Okay, it's right here. Likewise, the confectionery is the perfume found. Okay, give me a second here. Give me a second here. Okay, let me do this. Okay, I got it. Okay, this is the key point, but this is what I want to do. I'm going to go up a couple of verses. Because they were asking for a king, right? When concerning a king, I'm going to go right to the point. Okay, and he will appoint him captains over thousands, captains over 50s, and will set them to heir his ground and to reap the harvest and to make his instruments of war and instruments of his chariots. And he will take your daughters to be confectionaries and to be cooks and to be bakers. And that's what women did. How many Jake women do you know in the hood that can cook? If they try to boil water, they'll burn the whole apartment down. These y'all women in the hood, well, what about the college? They worse than the damn women in the hood. These are animals, man. These are talking animals. They're monsters, as Tyson would say, confectionaries. He said of the men, he's going to take officers of 1,000, officers of 50, and he's going to make them make weapons and make chariots, which are mechanics today. So I'm not going to go into the Hebrew. I'm going right into the word. Ornament makers, perfume. Well, confectionery also means to make, but it says to bake. It says to be bakers and cooks, because that's what women are supposed to do. When I was, a young man, a boy, your mother would cook all day. She would cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your father would be out and work. That's how it was. This shit that you see now going on with Jake out there locked up and shit, that wasn't going on back in the 60s. This shit got crazy, I don't know, like the 70s, after Vietnam War. So an Israelite man can get a woman, and that your purpose of that woman is, okay, I'm going to marry her, she's just going to be a maid, or I'm going to give it to my daughter. I'm sorry, that was a slip. I'm going to give his daughter to my son. And she has no say in the matter. I went through that a couple of weeks ago. So there's going to be a status. Woman and a husband and wife. A husband has status over the woman. A husband has status over his handmaid. And he has the right to take her out if she breaks the law of adultery. If the law of adultery, the penalty of the law of adultery was applied in this country, ain't no Jake woman would be sleeping around. They'll all be dead. As a matter of fact, there wouldn't be no woman, there would be no flesh to save. When you come into this truth and you think like a Stoic, there was a video, I can find it, but the title of the video, guy goes into Stoicism. And I read the title, but I didn't watch the video. He said, the more alone you are, the more of a Stoic you are. Let me say it again. It's not so many words. It said, the more you are alone, the more you become a Stoic. And you all want to be Stoics. So in the kingdom, you're going to have a kingdom of priests, priests and kings and Stoics. And every last one of us is going to have as many wives as we want. Some of you are going to have 50, some of you are going to have 1,000. And it's just the purpose of a woman is to what? Is to get off on her, on a sexual thing, and to produce children and to build the kingdom, right? Happy is the man whose quiver is full of them, right? So the woman is just a tool. Once you understand the woman is just a tool, you see a woman judge, you're like, what the fuck is up? What the fuck is she doing? Like the Trump administration. This guy is self-destruction. You can see it. He done aged in 3 months. This man done aged in three fucking months. 100 days. Look at him closely. He's getting old right in front of because he's doing too much. He's doing too much. And he's going to be the guy, I'm changing subjects, I believe that he's going to be the guy to usher in the chip and to open his arms to Armageddon. This is how you know that the Roman Empire is going down again. Go back to Nero. Nero was loved by the people when he came at 16, when he became the emperor. And at the end of 15 years later, the people hated him and he committed suicide. He made a statement in classic Latin. He said, I'll say it in English, of course. He said something to the effect of, you are going to lose an artist. Now, when you said that, meaning you're gonna lose a genius, a man that could do things, make things happen, because he believed that he was the greatest emperor out there, man. He did a what do you call it? Use AI to put him in the likeness of the Pope. If y'all been watching that, let me do this. Let me do this. This man has aged. This motherfucker aged like 5 years and 3 fucking months. He ain't sleeping right, bro. Give me a second. So I done tackled about the woman. The woman is just a tool, brother. It's brothers, not even sisters. Your car don't tell you what to do. You tell the car. The car is there for when you want to drive it, bro. If you decide to wash it or not wash it, that's up to you. Same thing with a woman. That's why we're going to get thousands of women. We're going to live in a real kingdom. Okay. Donald Trump as the Pope. Let me do this again. Donald Trump as the Pope. Donald Trump as the Pope. Here it is. Let me go to images. And I believe he was the one that wanted this done. Give me a second. Okay, here he is right here. It's a good one. This right here, this hat that he's wearing, this goes back to the fish god, Dagon the fish god, which is the god of the Canaanites. RCC is based upon witchcraft, Egypt, the Egyptian, the Egyptian order, the Canaanite order, which are all demons that set up the Canaanites. Dagon was a demon. Baal, what is it? Baal Peor, which is a sex god. You got to have sex in order to appease him. So this is what this guy wanted to be. It says Trump criticized for posting images of himself. He said that the Most High chose him, and he was right on that. The Most High chose you to be the man to usher in the chip, in my opinion, in my humblest opinion, and the usher in world. I don't see this motherfucker going. I don't see a new president coming. I don't see this guy. I don't see this place going in another 4 years. You know? But this man is done. He's fucking done. This place is done. This place is done. They're trying to prop up this kingdom. This kingdom is done. Where's that? Job. I believe that's 14:5. Let's see if I'm correct. I hadn't pulled that out in a long time. Job 14:5. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, I look at this administration, it's a real joke. Right. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. There's nothing you can do to go another second into your kingdom. When the Most High said, okay, his kingdom goes down right now, there's nothing that they can do. That's when the ships come, the elect get delivered, the missiles come and do away with this place. And then we go and take the whole world. Saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. Let's go into the NLT and I'm going to close. But watch that video. Okay. You have decided the length of you have decided the length of our lives. The Most High have decided it, or your kingdom. You know how many months we will live. It's talking about a kingdom. And we are not given a minute longer. So this kingdom is not going to live. What happened to the Babylonian Empire? What happened to the Babylonian Empire? Let's go to that and I'm going to close. I believe that's Daniel 5. Let's see if I'm correct. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me do this. One thing. Here it goes, right here. I knew it was the 5th chapter. This was during the reign of and thou, his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart, though thou knowest all this, but has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven. This is what Trump is doing. And they have brought the vessels of the house before thee, and thou and thy lords, your lords, your middlemen, your men, the men right under you, thy wives and thy concubines have drunk wine in them, and thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold and brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear not, nor hear, nor know, and the Most High, in whose hand thy breath is. I can take your breath. I can give you a heart attack. I can stroke you out. And whose are all thy ways hast thou not glorified. Trump ain't glorifying nobody. Hey, look, Bishop Nate is glorifying one person. He was glorifying himself. Then was the part of the hand went from him, and this writing was written. And this is the writing that was written, many tickle apfer sin. This is the interpretation of the thing. Many, the Most High have numbered thy kingdom and finished it. This Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And then when our kingdom comes, everything gonna be in order. Your women are gonna be in order. They're not gonna be on, OnlyFans. You women ain't gonna be. They ain't gonna be no fucking feminist women. Ain't gonna be no woman that don't want to got a fucking career. Her career is to serve her fucking man, her Lord. And like I said, and I said this before for you niggas out there, we don't need the Israelite woman to bring back the nation. We can bring back the nation with Moabite women. We can bring back the whole nation with Edomite women. Let's say the only woman left on the planet are Edomite women. Guess what? We can bring the nation back with Edomite women. So can you have Edomite? You got damn right. As long as you make them a concubine. Thou art weighed in the balance and art found wanting. Paris, thy kingdom is divided. Democrat, Republican, it's right split in the middle. 50% Democrat, 50% Republican. A house divided against itself cannot stand. A kingdom divided itself cannot stand. You done. And all this shit about, we can be here for another, we ain't gonna be here for no fucking 1,000 years. We ain't gonna be here fucking 10 years. This motherfucker's getting ready to go. As soon as they push that chip, which I hope they hurry up and do that shit. And given to the Medes and Persians. It was Darius that pulled out the order to cut their throat. They drunk, they fat, they suffering from niggeritis, they half sleep. We can go up in there, we don't have to destroy nothing. We can just, do a surgical strike and then the kingdom is intact. And then we'll just make this another province of ultimately the Medo-Persian Empire. So he was put to death. It says here, and Darius, the Median or the Mede, took the kingdom, being about 80 years old. So he was 23. He was a young man. He had all them women. When you take down the kingdom, you celebrate. Part of the celebration is having these women. And all in our kingdom, our women are going to be gorgeous, beautiful. There ain't going to be no ugly women in the kingdom among our women. They're all going to be fine, and they're all going to be submissive, like coming to America. All right? Then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold about his neck and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. So Israel, this great prophet who is well beloved by the spiritual realm, they said, we're going to put this man up. We getting ready. We on the come up, brothers out there. We on the come up, and Esau's on the go down. We on the come up, and Esau's on the go down, which is a different way of saying Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. When your world ends, our world begins. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom, and please watch this video. If you don't, or not, please watch this video. You put the title in, of course, and you're going to get into it. But we are men of certain age. We know that they're toys. We know that they're toys. We know that a woman is a toy, man. She don't want this man. They got kids and all that. He worked hard because women think different than us. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom on to the next.